Hi, I'm Madame Pamita, and this is Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. You can find me online at parlorofwonders.com. Today I'm going to be talking to you about working with figural candles and specifically showing you how to do a reconciliation spell. So the figural candles that I'm working with today are these little woman and little man candles, and they come in a lot of different colors for a lot of different purposes. Now these are a little bit different than some of the other man and woman candles that I sell. I have ones that are of a nude man and a nude woman. Those are specifically used for situations of love and romance. Those are only used for those because those are the only times that you would see someone nude. But these candles are much more versatile because you can use them for friendships, you can use them for relationships with the boss, family. You can also use them for romantic purposes too, but they are really just a more have a broader use than those ones that are the nude man and nude woman. So let's talk about when you would use these candles. Well, we have different colors here. The white candles are general all-purpose blessing candles. So if you don't have a specific color that you need, you can always use that white candle, or if there's any sort of blessing, cleansing, clearing, healing kind of work that you want to do, then you can use a white candle. Black candles, the black man and the black woman, are used for banishing, clearing out, breakup work. They're used for protection at times. If you want to not be seen, they can be used for that. And so therefore, they're usually used to push things away or move something away. The pink candles are used for romantic feelings, so sweet feelings, romantic feelings. The red candles are used for more passionate feelings, so romantic love that moves into passionate love. And then finally, the blue candles are used for reconciliation work, making something calm, peaceful, and so on. And that's when you use the blue candle. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is working with a blue lady and a blue man. By the way, it doesn't matter if you have friends. Let's say, for example, you and a friend have a fight, and your friend is female and you're female, you can use two female candles. But in our case, we're going to pretend that there are a man and a woman who got into a fight, whether they're friends or they're having a relationship, and we're going to bring them back together. So you need two blue candles, two blue figural candles. You're also going to need a sweet reconciliation candle to be the master candle between the two of them. We're going to also use some peaceful home oil and some reconciliation oil. We're also going to be using Balm of Gilead buds. Balm of Gilead is for smoothing over a relationship, calming angry feelings, whether those are between a romantic relationship or friends or family. So here's what we're going to do. With our situation, we're going to say John and Mary had an argument. So on the candle that represents Mary, we're going to write Mary's name with a knife. You can use a knife, a nail, you can use a pen, a ballpoint pen, you can use a pencil, whatever implement that you want. We're going to write Mary's name on here. Okay. And now we're going to write John's name on his candle. Now because his legs are long and skinny, I'm going to write it going from the base to the wick, because I don't think I'll have enough room to write it in any other way. I've written John's name. Now I'm going to take these two candles and I'm going to put reconciliation on the candle, reconciliation oil on the candle, just a few drops on my fingers. And because we're wanting to bring in reconciliation, we're going to apply that oil going from the base toward the wick, going in upward motion. We're wanting to bring in reconciliation between these two. Okay. We've got Mary done. Now let's get John's candle dressed. Because John and Mary live in the same house, we can also use peaceful home oil, and peaceful home oil is for calming angry feelings in the household, usually between family members or people who live together. So a couple drops of peaceful home, and I'm going to apply that to our sweet reconciliation candle. Okay, again, going in an upward motion. Finally, I'm going to take some Balm of Gilead buds, sprinkle those around them, kind of giving them a circle of protection, and bringing a circle of just tranquility and soothing to their relationship. I'm going to put this candle in a holder because that's a bigger pillar candle. It's going to melt, and if I let it melt on a dish, it'll make a big mess. All right. So as you light the candles, you want to say a prayer or some kind of intention for what it is that you want. So as I light this candle, I'm going to say, I light this candle with the intention that John and Mary are reconciled, that they find peace and harmony, that things are tranquil and loving between them. And then I light John's candle, and I light Mary's candle. Now you notice how I've placed them. I've placed them so that the two candles are touching each other and that they're facing each other, so that the two of them will come face to face, will meet face to face, and be in communication with each other, that they'll be harmonious with each other, that they'll come together again. As with all candles, you want to burn these candles while you are awake and at home. If you're leaving the house or going to sleep, then you want to snuff those candles out using a snuffer, or you can use a shot glass or other device just to snuff them out while you're away. And then when you come back again, you can relight them, restating your intention. If you like, another option is you can put an intention on a piece of paper underneath the master candle if you would like to do that. It's another option of something you could do. You can also carve words of your intention going from the base to the wick of what it is that you want that candle to accomplish. So one other beautiful way of working with these lovely small man and small woman candles, and a way to bring back a relationship that's tumultuous and roller coaster ride, and make it much more calm, much more peaceful, and much more loving. I'm Madame Pamita, and this is Madame Pamita's Parlor of Wonders. You can find me online at parlorofwonders.com.